Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, the weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self-improvement. I am so delighted that you're here with me today. Today I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Gemini and the Ascension symptoms that you might be feeling that go along with it. I'm also going to talk to you about what you need to do in order to get ready to ascend to that next level, because many of us are shifting, and that brings along with it a lot of symptoms and side effects. It doesn't have to be negative, but we're going to talk about what's going on, what does it mean, and how can you use this to your full advantage. Before we get started with today's episode, I want to introduce you to the Sense of Soul podcast. The purpose of the Sense of Soul podcast is to universally connect with like-minded souls who are on the inner quest of discovering one's path and purpose. If you like Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, then you should check out Sense of Soul. You will find enlightening conversations with amazing lightworkers, authors, spiritual leaders, and healers from all over the world, sharing raw experiences through the journey of life, finding the light within, turning pain into purpose, and awakening to experience their true sense of soul. You can find Sense of Soul wherever you find your favorite podcast. Also, before we get started into today's topic, I want to let you know that I've just finished recording the audiobook for Beautiful Mourning, A Guide to Life After Loss. This is the book that I wrote after losing my mom to pancreatic cancer 2 years ago. It's my journey of moving through different grief points in my life, and I also talk about the grief journey, and I give you tools and tips for how to move through your own grief journey with more grace and ease. The paperback and ebook are already available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books. Hopefully the audiobook will be available very soon on Audible, so stay tuned for when that release date will be. All right, so if you follow me at all, you know that I do collective readings on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Reiki with Melissa page on Facebook. So if you don't follow me in any of those places, make sure to go follow me. All of the links are in the show notes to this podcast. I do readings as often as I can through the school year. It's usually once a week or twice a week. With summer, I've been able to do them a lot more frequently. And the messages coming up have been really interesting. The collective as a whole is going through a shift. And we just went through the new moon in Gemini on June 6th. And as we're moving through this new moon in Gemini, we're preparing to embark on a journey of many, many new opportunities and possibilities coming in. New moons are always a great time to do a life review and to hit renew and refresh on things that are no longer serving us. So you may be feeling right now some ascension symptoms, because when we are ascending, what's happening is we're in the 3D right now. If you follow energy work at all, we're all just made up of energy. And right now we're all residing in the 3D. And the other side is residing in the 5D, in the fifth dimension. And the veil between those two worlds, the 3D and the 5D, are beginning to thin. So this is causing a great spiritual awakening for a lot of people. And it basically means that our planet and those of us who are living on it are ascending to higher vibrational realms. So you are vibrating at a higher level and frequency than you ever have before. Now, when that happens, we can often open up to more psychic experiences. Maybe you're having prophetic dreams. Maybe you just have inner knowings about things that are going to happen. Maybe you just feel like your intuition is really heightened right now. And that is kind of what tends to happen when we're shifting. And also when we're shifting up vibrationally, maybe seeing some of your manifestations starting to come true. However, because we are shifting this new energy level, it can be a bit hard on our 3D bodies, and it can cause what we call ascension symptoms. Now, you don't have to all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I'm going to experience these things. That's not what this is about. What I'm trying to explain to you is you may have been feeling a little off lately, and maybe you've been experiencing symptoms and you're wondering why. This is why. So what happens when you're experiencing ascension symptoms? Maybe you've experienced them before, maybe you haven't. We kind of saw this shift happening a few years ago as well, but this is another major time when these shifts are starting to really happen quickly. Sometimes they come on like physical symptoms, and you should never ignore physical symptoms. If something persists, you should definitely go see a doctor. But here are just some examples of physical symptoms. For me personally, I've had sinus drainage happening. I felt pressure in my head, and then I felt that my sinuses is just, I've never had them, I've never experienced something like this. Even I have seasonal allergies, I have different things. I've never experienced it to this extreme. I don't have any kind of sinus infection or anything like that. And it doesn't happen all the time. It's usually at night whenever I'm trying to relax and whatever. I've also had more ringing in the ear. This is a weird one for me. I don't want to eat that much. And that's definitely not me. My friend used to joke that I eat more than anybody she knows to be my size. I really don't have much of an appetite lately. And this just came on in the past week or so. The appetite. I just noticed. I wasn't paying any attention. I'm like, you know what? I haven't eaten all day. And then I went to eat something. I'm like, I'm not really that hungry. So I've just been trying to graze here and there because I'm really not super hungry. And if you know me, you know that's weird. But I've been to the doctor and there's nothing physically wrong with me. So I'm not, I'm assuming, I'm chalking this all up to the ascension symptoms. Also, you might be experiencing extreme fatigue. Like maybe you need a nap in the daytime and you don't normally have to take one. That shifting of energy levels, and anybody who's an energy worker, you know this. Energy is draining. When you do the energy work, you feel so tired at the end. And people don't understand this because there's people, and I love working with people, but what you don't understand is they want you to, give of your time and do this and do this. It's so incredibly draining on your energy. And you know this because if you've listened to anybody complain to you before, you know that you feel kind of drained afterwards. Well, just doing energy work feels draining like that because you're kind of giving of your own energy too when you're doing that work. So you have to take breaks. You need to rest. And resting is really important right now. You may be experiencing stomach issues. Things may feel different for you. Like things are different, but you don't really know what's different and you can't really point out what it is. And maybe you're feeling things more than what you're thinking. Maybe you feel it more because, again, when we're shifting into higher vibrational beings, you are shifting more your psychic abilities. And so if you're an empath, well, that's all about feelings. So you may be feeling things more recently, opening up to more of your empathic abilities. You may also notice that you have vision changes. Maybe you're seeing things out of the corner of your eyes or seeing spots or shimmering. I know whenever I was working with angels one time, I was like, okay, I'm going to work with Archangel Ariel, or I'm going to work with Archangel Michael. I would see blue sparkles out of the corner of my eye. And that was when I was doing Facebook Lives and doing free readings on the lives. And people would say, there's orbs floating right above your head. So you may be seeing things more recently too. You may be feeling vibration in your body, almost like if you had a phone in your pocket and a text message went off and it vibrated, but you don't have that. And it could be in any part of your body too. You may just be feeling the vibrations. You may be experiencing more aches and pains in your body or headaches or, again, just pressure in your head, which is what I've been experiencing is the pressure in my head, and feeling a little dizzy sometimes too. But again, it comes and goes and it's not all the time. You may feel a heart chakra opening because many of you, one of the things that you came here to experience was unconditional love. And it can be an interesting journey, to say the least. And if you've been hurt a lot, you have a lot of trauma around that area, you may be experiencing heart chakra opening, which can lead to feeling warm and fuzzy around your chest area or even heart palpitations. You might be finding it hard to concentrate. You might be forgetting words mid-sentence. I just attributed that honestly to getting older and to perimenopause, but that's also an ascension symptom if you're forgetting words mid-sentence. The other thing is you just may not be feeling like yourself. You may be feeling a little, like you might feel as though you're going through a little bit of a depression. And I'm going to tell you that one of the messages that I received was, in order to move on to this new chapter in your life, it's going to require letting go of your old life. And what I mean by that is letting go of what isn't serving you. But we can experience grief with that. You can experience loss over just a change in your life, a change in how you feel, a change in your health. That can cause you to feel grief. And that's why in my book, Beautiful Mourning, I talk about how grief is not just for the physical loss of a person. We can experience grief throughout our whole lives in many different situations. When you lose a job, you experience grief. And for some of you, you're shifting and you are changing careers. For some of you, you're changing relationships because what once served you no longer does. For some of you, it's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. There's so many different ways we're all shifting because we all came here on a different journey. We all came here to experience different things and learn different lessons in our lives, but we can grieve for those lessons. And that's why I talk about that in Beautiful Mourning, because I want to help people move through what it is they're feeling and move through the grief. And that was another message that kept coming up when I was doing channeling of messages was you have to work through those emotions. You cannot push down those heavy emotions that are coming up. They're coming up for a reason because the universe wants you to clear it so that whenever you move on to that next level, you're not taking that stuff with you. Some of you came here to actually break ancestral patterns. And for some of you, that's patterns of poverty. For some of you, that's addiction. It's so many things for so many different people. And that was another one that came up for me. I did a reading on TikTok the other day, and it was about a poverty consciousness. And some of you, you're carrying this in your lineage. You've had generations and generations of people who were in poverty. And now you're clearing that lineage for your entire ancestral line. So the people coming after you don't have to experience that anymore. Some of you, that's a huge job. That's huge. And you're healing that. And you came here to heal that. So we have to, as it says, heal it. I always say that. You have to feel it to heal it. And you do. That's why there's so many awesome tools out there. When I did this channeling, I also received the message that I needed to create an EFT tapping for poverty consciousness and to release that because it's no longer serving you. You don't need it. You're breaking it for your family line. So I created it and it's on my YouTube channel. That link is in my show notes. Just go to my YouTube channel. I just created it the other day, so it'll be one of the top videos. You can do an EFT tapping to help remove that. And I always say with tappings, first of all, ask yourself, how do I feel about my finances? How fearful am I when it comes to money? 0 to 10. 0 meaning it doesn't bother me at all. And 10 is like, I'm terrified with money. And then do the EFT tapping. Now ask yourself again, where am I? 0 to 10. Keep doing it until you get as close to 0 as possible. This stuff is in your cells, okay? It's embedded at a cellular level, and it's so deep, and it's like layers. Most of you don't even know you're walking around with this because it's at a subconscious level. We need to clear it. So EFT tapping is a great way to do that. I also have a guided meditation somewhere on my YouTube channel for addressing the fear of wealth or fear of money. Some of you, it's fear of success. It's like in a past life, you had a lot of money and lost it. And so now you're afraid to have money because you're afraid you'll lose it. And I have to tell you that I have to continue doing this myself. I did the tapping myself because I somewhere have this subconscious level where I think that I have to work really hard to make money, that money's hard to come by. I have all of these programs running throughout me, and I have to continue to work on that. In fact, when I did one of the tappings, I just started crying, like emotions just let go. It was like I tapped into something I didn't even know was there. And that's how it feels when you get to that subconscious level. And if you're not really into, I say you have to feel it to heal it, but if you're one of those people who does not enjoy going through those emotions, maybe guided meditations are better for you. But if you don't mind being consciously aware of what's going on, EFT tappings are really, really good. So I have that one out for you on YouTube. Go and find it, because I know some of you, that's something that's coming up. And for some of you, it's being afraid of being loved or feeling you're not worthy of being loved. And maybe you were abandoned. So work on the heart chakra and healing that heart chakra. And I do have a guided heart chakra healing meditation on my YouTube channel. I think there's even a link to it in the show notes, so you can go there and download that. I also have that self-love course, it's on sale right now. It's $14.99. It's normally $20. And it's a 10-day intensive self-love course where we work on removing those boundaries, those walls you put up around your heart, and allowing people to come in. Because really, when you don't allow people to come in, it's because of that self-love. You've got to love yourself first, because you're showing people how you want to be treated. There are so many things that each of you as individuals are going through, and it's going to be different for each person. You'll know what resonates for you in your life, but the universe, doesn't matter what it is telling you it's time to work on that. Okay, it's time to work on that. And what can help with those Ascension symptoms is for you to do self-care and to get grounded. So do a grounding meditation. I have a really quick one that I did. It's on YouTube, it's on TikTok. If you follow me, it's there. It was just a quick minute grounding activity that I do. You can go and do that. I have some grounding meditations on my YouTube channel too. I had someone reach out and they were very angry with me and said, "You had a guided meditation and there was a commercial in the middle of it." I do not put commercials in my videos. That's YouTube. I have nothing to do with that. And because I have less than 1,000 followers, I also don't have control over where they place the commercials. So if you get upset by that, that is not me. I'm not doing that. He said that I was just after money and I needed money so much that I put one in the middle of a guided meditation. I don't make money off my YouTube channel at all. 0%. I make no money off my channels. None of them. So please do not think that I'm out there just trying to make money. I'm not. I put those videos out there to help you. I don't have any control over if there's a commercial in them. And I realize a guided meditation, you don't want a commercial in, but I don't have any control over that. So if you come across one and that happens, you can let me know, because I tried to contact YouTube, but they pretty much don't care. So I have to hit those 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to control that. So one way for you to help with that would be to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I can take the commercials out of them, or at least put them at the end of the video or something. But I do have all of those things there for you. And I have a lot of free resources for you that will help you to get grounded. But grounding is really important. You can do that by walking outside in nature, putting your feet on the grass, just taking some deep breaths. It really doesn't take a lot to get you grounded. Take a hot bath with some Epsom salt and some really nice music. You can either do the solfeggio tones on YouTube, just do a search for that, or just some high vibrational music really is helpful. Just make sure you're doing self-care. Drink lots of water. Water and staying hydrated is really important. Get lots of rest. It's important to rest your body. And know that you're not going crazy. These things are all happening for a reason, but it's a good reason. You do have some really good things coming up. The problem is that sometimes it's uncomfortable as you're going through the transformation. Change can be uncomfortable sometimes. That's why it's so important to stay grounded. Ground yourself. Make sure you're doing some self-care. You are going to get through this. You're not going crazy. You're going to feel better. Everything will be okay. You have some amazing things coming. And if you want to know exactly what, go back and watch my videos on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, Instagram. I put them all there, so you can go and watch them for yourself, because there are a lot of messages that were awesome that came out during those readings. Well, I wanted to pull a few cards for you today, and I am pulling some cards from the Sacred Soul Journey deck by Angela Rose. Ginger, one of my listeners and followers, was super, super kind and sweet and sent me this deck, and it's a beautiful deck and I love it. So I'm going to pull some cards and we're going to see what comes out for you. So the first card coming out is Braveheart. Growth is uncomfortable because it is new. You've never been here before. You are brave and courageous. Step confidently into your power. Life will expand with you. That's perfect. You're growing. That's what it is. You're growing. So have patience with yourself. And then you have ancestral healing. You cannot make this up. I did not know what I was going to be doing this on when I pulled these cards. Ancestral healing. What did I say at the beginning of this? I said you're healing your family lineage. When you heal, 7 generations from the past and 7 generations from the future heal. Be different while honoring those who came before you and then after you. Your ancestors are holding space for you. This is so important that you're healing because you're not just doing this for you, you're doing it for your family. Then you have radical trust. Trust that what is meant for you is on its way. You have been trying to make things happen out of survival. Trust that what you want also wants you. This is coming down to divine timing. All right? It is all about timing. You've got to get to that next vibrational level in order for everything to come in for you, but it's on its way. And if you keep doing the work, it's going to show up. It's going to show up anyway, but it'll show up a little faster if you just do the work. And it's going to be amazing. So keep going. And you have share your voice. The world is ready and excited to hear what you have to say. You have a message and your voice matters. It is loving to yourself and to others to speak your truth. All right, so what else can you do? We have create space. Where are you needing to clean and simplify your life? Is it your bedroom, your closet, home, workspace, or your schedule? When we simplify and declutter our physical space, we feel more expansive and calm in our internal mind. Today, start with one area that you can easily tackle and declutter. And the mantra here is, I make room for higher vibrational thoughts and feelings by having a clear space in mind. Next, we have soothe. How can you soothe yourself today? What does your body, mind, and soul need? Fill up your soul cup today. Journal, take a bath, cry if you need to, buy yourself flowers, take a nap. The mantra that goes with this is, I honor what my mind, body, and soul need because I matter. You know, I saw a poster or something, and it was like, are you feeling out of sorts, feeling this? And it was like, do this, do this, do this. One was like, drink water. And it was like, take a nap, eat something. And I was like, that's really kind of weird. But honestly, what it boils down to is self-care, right? For many of us, we forget to do the simple things when we're grieving or going through something difficult. We forget to do simple things like eat, drink water, rest, do self-care. We forget all of those things because we're on autopilot and we're in survival mode. Get out of survival mode. It is time for you to get out of survival mode. That means you need to be in the present. You need to stop complaining because complaining doesn't do anything but lower your vibration. Your situation may not be where you want it to be, but complaining about it isn't getting you there. So stop it. You're not a victim. You have a choice in life, and that may sound harsh. It is. The universe is telling you to stop it. Get out of survival mode. And the only way you can do that is to be fully present, ground yourself, eat healthily, rest, drink water, go do something fun, do something that brings you joy. You cannot be a hermit and hide in your house and do nothing because you're going to experience nothing except sadness, depression, isolation. And I get it. Depression's a very real thing, and some of you are probably experiencing it right now because of everything that we're going through. You can get through it. There are so many things you can do that can help. But sitting around and doing nothing isn't helpful. Listening to sad music, while it can be helpful to get your emotions out and to have a good cry, but doing it all of the time does not help you. If you want to shift out of this, you have to start doing things that shift your mood. And it's going to take forcing yourself to do it because you're not going to feel like it. And I'm not sitting here as someone who's never been through depression telling you to do this. I know what depression is like. After my mom died, I didn't want to do anything. You have to make yourself. You have to get yourself back out there again. You have a choice every single day to wallow in your grief and feel sorry for yourself and just sit there and be helpless. That is, you're powerless when you're doing that. And that's no way to live. Or you can take your power back and decide that you're going to do something different. Go take a class. Do something that would be fun. Even if you have to do it by yourself, you can do it. You can do hard things. And most of the time when we do them, we find out, wow, that wasn't so bad at all. And you might make new friends. I am not a type of person who likes to go and do things by myself that much. As I've gotten older, I really don't want to have to go out and do things alone. I know that I can, but ever since my mom died, it's just not something that I've wanted to do. I made myself go volunteer the other day, and I had a lot of fun, and it was worth it, and I was helping others. Go volunteer. When you help others, it makes you feel better, and you will see that other people have it worse than you, and you can stop throwing yourself a pity party, and you can, you're sitting here right now going, oh my God, she's being so mean. I'm really not trying to be. The universe is telling me to say these things because some of you who are out there listening, I love you all. You need to get up and get moving and get back out there in life, because sitting here and drowning in your sorrows is not helping you. You're wasting your life. That's no way to live. You need to get out there again. There are so many things available to do. We just had a new business open up, and I walked in just to go check out the business, and it was so cute. They had cool stuff in there. And then the owner was in there, and I talked to her, and she said, oh yeah, we're doing painting classes, and we're going to do cookie classes and this and that. It was like, that is amazing. And how fun would that be? If there's something you've always wanted to try to do, but you've been too afraid, go do it. You are not guaranteed one single second on this earth, and you need to make the most of the time that you're here. So do some self-care. Get out there and do things that feel like a soul yes to you. Stop saying yes to things that don't feel like a soul yes to you. Take care of yourself, get rest, eat. You're going to get through this. It's going to be better, and life's going to be better on the other side. But you've got to start doing the work. You've got to do the work. Okay, that was my tough love segment of the day. And hopefully, you know that, of course, that is always set out of love. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening and for following. If you need more help, if you're feeling stuck, there's so many ways you can work with me. You can book a one-on-one session with me. I have half-hour sessions. You can book a reading with me. I do half-hour readings if you need clarity in your life. You can also purchase one of my online courses. I have 3 to choose from. I have my self-love course. I have the Love Your Life course. And I also have the 30-day Purpose Intensive course. And that is a coaching course if you would like to work with me full-time. There's so many ways that you can work with me, and there are my books, Beautifully Broken, if you've just been out of a toxic relationship and you're trying to learn how to love yourself again and attract better people. There's also Beautiful Mourning if you're going through grieving or depression and you need to work through that. So many ways. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you would like to talk to me about any of the things that I offer or you want to work with me. You can also join our Patreon group. For $10 a month, we meet once a week, and I do readings for those who show up. We're also a very supportive group, and if anyone comes with a problem, we're there to help. And you get an extra episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness each week that's not available to the public. If you would like to join us, you can join for a free trial. If you like it, stick around. If not, no worries. There is no obligation to stay. I hope that you guys have a beautiful week. All the links for everything are in my show notes. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.